If you're interested in growing your local HeroClix gaming community, stay tuned for our spotlight on gear gaming in Birmingham, Alabama, where they have an upcoming event featured on Coffee and Clix. Let's go. Hi, I'm Tealish, and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Today we're going to be doing a friendly local gaming store, FLGS Spotlight. We're spotlighting Gear Gaming in Birmingham, Alabama. The tournament organizer for Gear Gaming is Wesley Summers, and we're also joined by Josh O'Shields, who is a local that plays at Gear Gaming. I think they're having an event coming up soon. It's going to be an event. I think Wesley has more information about that event. And, just stay tuned and listen in, because we're going to be talking a lot about how to build a play group from scratch at a new venue. So if you have a local venue, or if you have a play group, if you have a gaming store nearby, a friendly local gaming store, and you want to learn how to build your own play group, just listen in, and we're going to be talking about that today. So nice to have you on the show, Wesley and Josh. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Gear Gaming. It's in Birmingham, Alabama, right? What is the?
Yep.
Could you tell us a little bit about the event that's coming up, and when?
Sure.
When is it, and what's the format and everything?
So December the 9th at 10 a.m. It's a Saturday. We're going to be hosting a 300 modern tournament, $20 buy-in. Pricing will scale based on attendance. So right now we're giving away a case, a brick to the winner, and then we're parting everything out to the second, third, and fourth place. But hopefully, as attendance increases, we're going to add to that prize pool. I think we're going to throw in some like Hellfire Gala sets, and hopefully we get up to the level of being able to put in a second case. That would be a nice thing. And we're going to do a cut to top cut. So we're expecting between 20 to 30 people would be a good number to hit. So we're going to do a cut to hopefully top 8. And then we're also going to have a pulp side event after top cut starts.
So the main event is 300 modern. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
And then also you said it was a $20 buy-in or $30?
Yes, sir. $20
$20
buy-in. $20.
That's actually good. I feel like that's a good deal for what the pricing that you're offering. So for top cut would be top 8, and then the winner would get a brick, or
winner gets a brick, and then second place right now gets 5 packs. Third place gets 3 packs. Second place gets 2 packs, and it's Wheels of Vengeance too. So it's the latest set.
Very cool. Very cool. And Josh, have you? What's your experience playing at the store in Gear Gaming? Like, what's the store like? How could you describe it to everybody?
Well, I've had the opportunity to visit a couple venues across the Southeast now, and I can't say more about Gear Gaming in Birmingham and the space that we are lucky enough to have, and the owner that we have there that we work with. And plenty of space. I think we capped the event at 36, just a fear of kind of breaking the seams. 2 private rooms, and I think if anybody does make the time to travel, I think what they're going to see is it's a group of strong players, young players, as far as time in the game, and a really great group of guys to compete and learn from and compete with in this game. So I think that's what you'll see if you make it to Gear Gaming.
Good. And I hope a lot of people travel out there. If or at least people that are not necessarily right from Birmingham, but like, do you see a lot of local people playing at your venue? Like what days during the week do you play? Is it like Wednesdays or?
So we play Thursdays, and there was a time this past year preparing for Worlds where we were really going hard at it on Mondays and Thursdays. But we do meet every Thursday at 6, and our group has expanded to a point where Wes may be able to comment a little bit more on this, that we're having to implement a fourth round to determine a winner. So that's a good problem to have. We're having to be conscious to everyone's schedules, but we've been able to hit the 15 to 16 mark on a Thursday night locally in Birmingham. So we're really excited about that.
So just for your like local nights, it's 15 or 16 people. Wow, that's really good.
We're trying to hit that number consistently right now, but we are getting that level of participation.
And what are the typical types of formats that you play on like weekly, like Thursday nights?
Wes, how about you please comment on that?
Sure. So one of the things that I think is critical to the success of a venue is consistency. And if people are having to reinvent the wheel every week with crazy formats, I personally think that can be prohibitive to new players. So I try to keep us on a pretty rigid schedule. First Thursday is always going to be pulp. Second Thursday is going to be sealed. Third Thursday is going to be modern, and fourth Thursday is going to be silver. And then that way everyone knows, hey, this week is going to be this. Hey, this week is going to be this. And it avoids people having to try to, just come up with a new team every week, because if you have teams for the three major formats, which are silver, pulp, and modern, then you should be okay.
Okay, yeah. I mean, is it? Never. I was, so in that regard, like, does that take? Do you think maybe that takes away from like, um, the team building aspect? Because I know some people are like super like comic book accurate. They like to build like comic book accurate teams and like casual type builds, and like they like the wacky zany formats. You seem to kind of want to steer away from that. And what do you have to say about that? So
I do tend to steer away from that, because our play group is so very young. Um, Josh has been playing for what, a year and 4 months, something like that ish, year and 6 months. And so the venue itself, like I said, is literally just over a year old. So we're still asking questions. Can you prob blades rolls? Can you prob shape changes? Does empower work on ranged attacks? No, there's a difference between this, that, and the other. And so I find that helping people focus on you know repetitive things makes it easier to learn. And the game is complicated enough as it is without making it more complicated. My opinion.
okay. And Josh, how do you feel about what Wesley's like in kind of incorporated like on a weekly schedule as a tournament organizer? How's what's your opinion of it?
Well, I can speak on my experience just coming from, like Wes said, a player who's less than 2 years into the game. And I think to comment on what you said about team building, it's given new players that come into the group a real opportunity to, we have some guys that are focused on silver. We have some guys that play only modern meta. And, they'll spend most of their month building towards that one week that they're particularly fond of. But for me personally, I think that what we've been able to do at Gear with a lot of new players and with some good players like Wes, who's had some really good event finishes, is show people how small that gap can be in competitive modern, and just expose those people to, hey, yeah, the game is complex and there's a lot to accomplish in this game, but you're a lot closer than you may think, and try to get there as quick as possible. And then we can have that player settle where they see fit. But expose them to different play styles, expose them to different meta styles, and then hopefully they'll find their place where they fit in just fine.
Because the gap isn't that big, right? Our community is our community of HeroClix players, worldwide is relatively small, but the gap between where Josh is at and where some of our other locals are at versus myself and others is not that big if they will maintain their focus and maintain their discipline and move towards the goal.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that players, like Josh that are kind of new but like have been playing for about 2 years, you can definitely bridge that gap to like a more competitive player, with just like what you said, like with more focus, and it doesn't have to be like a huge ordeal. I think you can still like anybody could do it, right? Like,
And just one thing we try to do in our group is just have all the resources available for that process and just say, hey, we'll help you understand any interactions. We'll help you team build. You can even borrow this really good prime that it's sitting in my box so that we can get you started. And that's something we do really well, I believe.
So Wesley, as the tournament organizer, right? And this is something that when we first started the episode, I was doing the introductions. I just wanted to allude to was how to build a play group. How do people build their own play group? If you have your own venue, local venue, and only 2 or 3 guys or 2 or 3 people are coming to the venue, and weekly, and it's starting off really slow. Or let's say you're the tournament organizer and you're showing up and nobody's showing up, like right, like in the beginning, a lot of times that's the case, where the tournament organizer shows up to the venue or to the gaming store, and they're the only people there, and there's nobody coming to the venue to play HeroClix, right? So how do you get a community? How do you build that community in your local area to play HeroClix?
So we were a little bit fortunate in that as we started picking up steam, we found 2 or 3 little lost tribes of people that were essentially kitchen tabletop players that love the game, have been playing it for years. We've been able to entice them and bring them in to join us. So we've been very fortunate that we've been able to do that. Facebook and being active on social media has been absolutely critical in that. So my first suggestion would be, don't be afraid to talk about what you're doing publicly. Secondly, I would say consistency and discipline. So if you say that your start time is Thursdays at 6, be there Thursday at 6 o'clock, even if it's just going to be you. Be there every Thursday, 6 o'clock, without fail. If you say you're going to do something, follow through with it and just, do the thing. It will absolutely not happen if you're not there to make it happen as the organizer. That would be the second thing I would say. And once you get to that point of, okay, now I have 3 or 4 people showing up regularly, moving up to like the 5 or 6 range. One of the hardest lessons, I think, for an experienced player to learn is to remove yourself from competition for a little while and say, hey, I'm going to step back and be a judge. It doesn't do me or any of these guys any good for me to come in and just wallop them week after week after week. They're going to stop showing up if I do that. Right. So it doesn't do anybody any good for that to happen. So learning how to put other players first and other people first means, hey, I'm going to step back. I'm just going to judge, but I'm going to do everything I can to help y'all grow and y'all learn. And that I think is absolutely critical to success.
So on your weekly, like Thursday nights, Thursday night HeroClix, are you typically a player in those on Thursdays? You judge?
No, I typically judge. So if you look at our win account, out of the last 20 Thursday nights, I may have played. I may be registered, Josh. For what do you think? For 3 of them, maybe 4 of them, something like that.
I was going to say max 3.
something like that. And again, it's just to number one, make sure that everybody feels like they have a chance to win. Because we've reached that point where it's very, this person wins this week, this person wins next week. That paper rock scissors sort of feeling is, I think, one of the absolutely important things to keeping the venue alive and going. And also, what that means is I am free to help educate people during their games, and be that judge that can be like, hey, y'all forgot to do this, your game state's messed up, you might want to fix that.
Yeah. And what about for the 300 Modern event coming up? Are you going to be participating in that?
No, I will be judging.
Oh, nice. And Josh, are you playing in that event?
I absolutely will be playing in that event.
Do you want to talk about what you're playing, or?
I mean, I would be happy to talk about what I'm playing a little bit, because I am a little undecided. If anybody has met with me and played with me at any big events, they've probably seen me play my detective build.
Nice.
And I believe I've gotten my detective build to a place where it can definitely compete at this level, and I'm definitely confident enough playing it that I think I can execute what I need to with. But I'm currently experimenting something that I feel like may be able to win the event. So um, the highly anticipated Cap Wolf piece from Wheels of Vengeance. So we'll just leave it at that. We'll see if we commit to playing that new team, but we do feel good about it.
Okay. Cool. Um. So, what other types of teams do you expect to see at this event, at the Modern event? I mean, let's just talk a little bit about the meta in general right now, like how HeroClix is going in general. Like, what do you expect to see at this event coming up? What's the date of the event? It's December 9th?
December the 9th. Yeah.
December the 9th, that's a Saturday, or?
Yes, that's Saturday.
That's a Saturday. And what time is the event?
It's at 10 a.m.
And when do people have to what time? What's the deadline for like registration?
There is no deadline for registration. We of course will accept people walking in as long as we're under the cap. But we are encouraging people to pre-register. That way we can make sure that if we do hit certain numbers, that we have the product that is commensurate with the number of attendees. So if you can pre-register on the win, the event is live. I'll give Anthony here the link so we can post the win link for pre-registration if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll post it. I'll post that link in the YouTube description of this video.
Perfect. So again, if you are planning on attending, pre-registration is helpful. We're not asking anybody to pay in advance. Pay the morning of. But as far as the meta goes, it's in a really interesting place after Wheels of Vengeance. I think Wheels of Vengeance is an extremely consequential set. In that two things have happened. Number one, the era of the cycle, right? I think the Hell Cycle and the Motorcycle are going to have a tremendous impact on the meta over the course of the next 2 years. Equipable, non-unique move and attack, and limited pickup power for 15 points is absolutely disgusting. It's really, really, really good, and I think it's going to be very, very popular. That combined with this will be a decent sized event with Scott Porter's just before the event in Florida. Scott Porter's and Hill Cycles, when taken together, really sort of make any theme team playable. Yeah. I'm not going to say any theme team. This is not the time to break out the Joey Wheeler meta, but I would say that if you had a theme that had really strong potential but just needed a little bit of a push to make it over the edge, look at Cycles, look at Scott Porter's, and you'll say, wow, this suddenly has a lot that it didn't have before. Because I mean,
I'm sure the cycles are not pickup power though, right? I mean, you have to pick it before you assign it, but then you can't change it. right? Once
You can
Correct.
change it from game to game.
oh, you can change it from game to game, really?
You could change. Yeah. So
Similar to Sword Bearer.
Oh,
if
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, because I mean, there's no mechanism to track what click number it's on,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's more of this game I'm going to choose running shot. This game I'm going to choose charge. This game I'm going to right.
I need super
And
senses.
yeah, I need super senses now, or I really could use that passenger one or that combat reflexes. Um, so the ability to change that at the beginning of the game is significant.
Yes. Are
Well, and
there?
we
Oh,
can
go
even
ahead.
just speak about the detective team that I was playing. I mean, adding Scott Porter to it and the potential for some extra move and attack and some range, it just opens the doors up of really anything can be good
Mm-hmm.
in any keyword if you have 20 or 30 point leadership.
I hear that pulse wave that doesn't target friendlies and still causes knockback. I hear that's good. I'm not sure, but I hear a rumor that that combination of effects is very good. And then just giving your entire team +1 attack because that's also insanely good. So again, whenever you look at like even Black Shirt Scott Porter giving perplex and TK and +1 defense for your Sinister Syndicate theme team, or for your I don't know, Outsiders theme team, or Team Titan, whatever it is. Um, Sometimes those quote unquote required abilities like TK, like Perplex, like Prob can sometimes be very, very difficult to come by whenever you're looking at some of your favorite keywords. And so it's nice to just be like, okay, here's 50 points. I now have Perplex, Prob, Pulse Wave, and TK. And 2 Perplexes if you count a free ring on Scott Porter.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like
so,
all of the kind of required like pop powers like the perplex, outwit, and prop. You have two of them already, and then you
mhm.
have TK, which you pretty you pretty much need something with TK on a team. So like you have all the necessities, like all the necessity support powers, um, and you're
which
still theme.
which translates to, hey, it's a great time to play the game. Because the meta, as a result, can be extremely diverse because not one keyword has a monopoly on all those, required powers, right? Um, Everyone has access to them, and everyone has access to, +1 attack and a couple of perplexes, which is enough. So I think what that means is the meta is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't know what things are going to look like 3 weeks from now, or a month from now at the Champion Clix Open in Orlando. Uh, I think that we are all going to be learning together over the next couple of weeks exactly what things can do, because Josh was mentioning Capwolf. Capwolf is very strong. He's a very strong figure, and that's a lot of attacks that character can generate. And if you're, not paying attention and thinking that this set is overcosted, Capwolf will surprise you. The 70-point Ghost Rider from this set is just an outstanding figure. Are you tired of Scarlet Witch? Are you tired of Agatha? Are you
Of
tired of
outwit.
Leech?
Are you
Yeah,
tired of
yeah,
outwit? Like,
yeah, just
Mhm.
outwit. Is your friend shoving Pegasus cap in your face? Would be a shame. So all these things are just completely, like, this set is completely relevant. It's completely just on the nose, just pitch perfect. And I don't know. I think that the meta is wide open. I don't think that there's anything that's required, quote unquote, to play,
mm-hmm.
outside of maybe Scott Porter's.
Well, I
Um,
was thinking about that. Are they required? Like, it's funny because like before Scott Porter's came out, everybody was like saying non-theme is the way to go. There's no reason at all to play
Theme is dead, roar.
And yeah, theme was dead, and non-theme was the way to go. And you just play all the optimal pieces together, and that's it, right? So now, can you still do that? Can you still play non-theme, or now must you play theme? Like, what is it?
Well, now whenever you play non-theme, there's almost a stat gap, right? Because if somebody starts their theme team with 50 points worth of Scott Porter, they're going to have +1 attack, +1 defense, +2 perplex, and a prob. Right? So there's an instant stat gap that non-theme has to overcome. Which I think might be a challenge. And I've looked at non-theme. I've experimented with non-theme, but you have to have an effective way of getting over that stat gap, which is significant.
Yeah. So Wes, what are you like thinking about building around? I mean, you mentioned Capwolf, or I know Josh mentioned Capwolf. Do you have anything on the horizon as far as like what you're planning on building?
So I'm always cooking up something. To what was his name? That guy out of Atlanta that always be brewing. Bruin, is that right? Brewing, I think. Anyways, yes, I'm always cooking up something. Right now, locally, I'm playing a lot of the Connelly Joker. I think he's a very fun and unique piece. I greatly enjoy that figure. Calendar Man is a lot of fun. Kite Man, very up my alley. So Gotham City Underworld is where I hang my hat whenever I play publicly right now. So
nice. And Josh, I'm excited to find out how you do in this event with your detective team, or if that's the way that you're going. I'm not sure, but it sounds very enticing. It sounds like a good team. I would imagine probably World's Finest in there, right?
Absolutely on the detective team, and it's hard to stay away from Hawkeye right now.
Oh yeah, I love that figure. I forgot he was a detective. Yeah, he's so good right now.
Everyone did.
Yeah. So all right, Wesley. Wesley and Josh, do you guys have any final words about the event, or about the store, Gear Gaming in Birmingham, Alabama, or just about anything in general as far as final words, anything?
sure. So we have a few guys that we think are going to come up from like the Mississippi area. We have a few guys that we're hoping is going to come up from the Pensacola area. We've reached out to people in Huntsville and in Nashville and in Atlanta. We've reached out to all the regional hubs. And if anybody from any of those areas can hear the sound of my voice, I want you to know that you're welcome. That we'll have a clean store, a great venue, friendly people, and a good time will be had if you'll just give us a shot on December the 9th at 10 o'clock.
Great. And Josh, anything?
Just ultimately, we would love. Me and Wes have talked about it being at that venue for only a year, and just we don't know what's going to happen with WKOs or if we're going to get those events. And we would love to make it an annual event and just kind of stamp it in this quiet time for the season. And we would love to have you out, love to see you come play, roll some dice, and we hope that we'll keep it an annual event so you'll have the opportunity to come back and visit us every year.
I have to say, your idea that you were talking about with Gear Gaming, where you have a rolling schedule with Sealed 1 week and Pulp 1 week and Modern 1 week and Silver 1 week. I think that's a really great idea. I think it's consistent and people know what to expect from week to week and they can prepare for it. So I really like that. And also it's good because some people don't like one type of format, but they like another format. So it gives everybody a chance to play what they want to play.
Well, I think skill building requires repetition. And if things are completely different from week to week, it doesn't really give them the opportunity to build that base level of skill and knowledge that it's going to take them to be successful. So again, consistency, discipline, those are the things that are going to make the difference in starting your venue.
Okay. So thank you, Wesley and Josh, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us, friend. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Anthony.
And this is my first FLGS, which stands for Friendly Local Gaming Store. This is my first FLGS Spotlight episode. So maybe I could do more of these, but I think this went really well. I'm happy that you guys were able to come on the show. Everybody at home, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the Clix.